Hey YouTube, it's Angela. It is the beginning of October here. I think we're heading into the second week now, but fall is in the air. The season of change is coming. We have eclipses coming this month, two eclipses. It's really a time to work on realigning and getting settled and preparing for another phase of our lives. So let's start with this soul guidance reading that I've pulled. I pulled some oracle cards first from the Earthcraft oracle, and I'll go through those first and then go back and review them, clarifying with some Zen Tarot cards. It's a beautiful deck, and I love it. I love the illustrations and everything. So let's get started. The first card I pulled is Warrior Woman. This is the energy of hard work, constantly working, practicing, refining your skills, refining your own being, and really being that fighter spirit, sort of having everything it takes to get through obstacles, to keep trudging forward, and not necessarily, this isn't necessarily only to females, right? The warrior woman represents, owning your power, digging deeper to get in touch with that power. And if you are feeling a little discouraged, like you're like, I'm at the end, I worked my butt off, I've worked so hard and I'm ready to just not anymore. This could be also sort of an invitation to rest, right? If you're becoming discouraged or doubtful about your path and about your progress, definitely find the time to pause in that and to rest back into your inner being, which is bring us to the next card, the Spirit of the West. This is the energy of the setting sun, of the closing out of a phase, preparing for the dawn, preparing for a new day. It's definitely a time to rest and let go and slow down and nourish your own spirit a little bit. Apply some self-compassion so that you can rejuvenate, right? If you need to pull into solitude in order to sort of fuel up again, that's called for now, especially after look at that bright, fiery energy of the warrior woman, just fighting and keeping it all together and keeping herself on her path. She too needs to rest every now and then. So it's a beautiful unfolding there. And then the next card I pulled is Spiritual Journey. And this is just reminding us that as the warrior woman has her path and she has her obstacles to conquer and forging her own path forward and really fighting to keep her own power, we're also reminded that it's not arrive at a place and then stop, right? It's not, okay, I made it, I conquered that, now I'm done. The spiritual journey is lifelong, and it's a series of stops and starts. It's a series of, like a dance of discovering yourself, getting aligned with that, and then moving through a phase of your life as that. And then at some point, maybe rediscovery is called for. Maybe, I've been pushing through and fighting through, and now I'm going to pause and realign and reassess what is right for me going forward. What knowledge have I gained until now, so that I can use that to carry me forward into my next phase, right? There's that acknowledgement that you can always change paths, right? That is part of your spiritual journey. This could also mean that you want to breathe new life into an old path, an ongoing path that you're on, a venture or a goal, or raising your family, right? But breathing new life into it in your marriage, finding a way to shift into another perspective, or pull up that warrior woman spirit again so that you can bring it forward and continue on your spiritual journey. It's all about evolving. It's all about hitting a tough area, conflict, working your way through it and growing from that. and then taking that knowledge from your growth and moving forward into your next phase. And it's a constant dance like that. It's not just arriving at one point and now I'm done and I don't have to work anymore on myself. So that's the reminder there, that even as we're taking a rest from our warrior woman, we must acknowledge that these phases come and go, and they're sort of always there. And then the last card in the oracles that I pulled is River Woman. So now that you've established this, you got your fighting spirit, but you're taking this rest to realign, reassess, figure out what path do I want to take next, or where do I want to enhance, where for my highest good can I apply my energy so that I can move forward on this path. And the River Woman then trusts the entire journey. She moves with the flow of what's present, whether that's really horrendous, like rushing rapids, like taking you in all these different chaotic directions, grabbing onto a boulder for a minute and resting and kind of taking a breath, and whatever that energy is that's available to you, you move with it, and that gets you into the flow of life. You're exactly where you need to be at any given moment. And sometimes we forget that because we're looking off into the distance. Where am I going to end up? Right. But if you embrace what is and just know that for your highest good, you're moving with the energy that's given to you by the universe, you'll have, multiple discoveries. You may end up at your goal, but you also might have a very enhanced, enriched life on that path there. Maybe a couple of tangents, maybe a couple of detours, fork in the road, fork in the river, that you take. And that is where you find the seat of, this journey, right? That natural flow that's provided to you at all times by the universe. Okay, so that's a great layout, right? That's a perfect set of oracles. Now I'm going to go back and further define these with some Zen Tarot cards. So for the Warrior Woman, for each card, I'm going to read on the internal energy that sometimes is unseen by others, but is within you, and then the external energy or result or relationship to that oracle card. So for Warrior Woman, the inner energy that I got is compromise. And this is, if you're like me and you're a warrior woman and you've gone and pushed and knocked over every obstacle and made your way through and found your way to your higher ground and to a better place in your life, you're not just going to march over people the whole way, right? Compromise is needed always, whether it's never compromising of your values, never that, but compromising what you had imagined was going to be the steps taken toward your goal, toward your prize, right? I'm gonna make it to this prize and I'm going to take these 5 steps, right? Well, sometimes you need a 1, 2, 2A, 2B, back to 3, right? There's ways that we in our minds get derailed, but a lot of times that's just the universe kind of saying, follow this, you're on your way, follow this. And the compromise is needed, the shift, the acceptance of this energy's here guiding me. It wasn't what I expected. Let me try this out for a minute, right? So that's within you. You know that as long and as fiercely as you've gone to get to where you are, always there's room for new ideas, new input, a shift from what you originally planned. So that compromise card comes in handy there. Just acknowledging that need is the start, right, of mastering the journey. And then on the external card that shows up in your life, the combination of this never-ending, bravado and push and fierceness that you have, standing up for yourself, being yourself, but also having a blend of a little bit of compromise, I got healing. And this is multi-layered to me. It's either, for some of you, it could be, I'm healing that need to push and be the only one leading my charge, and utilizing all my fiery strength to get myself moving forward. I'm healing that because I'm willing to pause, take a shift, see what the universe has in store for me, and possibly bring in some compromising energy. Then we move on to this Spirit of the West card, and this is where we are sort of letting go, taking a rest, pausing to maybe reassess our path and where we want to head. And the internal energy that I got with that, of course, is moment to moment. I pull this one a lot. It really is a card that its energy, I'm drawn to its energy, and it comes up a lot. And that's within you, the slowing down, keeping your feet right under you energetically, and then knowing when the next step, when that next boulder, when that next source of support is ready for me, it will show up and I will know it, right? This guy's walking down that river from boulder to boulder with his eyes closed because he doesn't need to see and seek the support. He knows it's there. And when the next boulder is prepared for him to step onto that source of support, he naturally knows when. And that's beautiful. That's part of the accomplishment you can achieve in this rest period, in this restful state. And then externally, the combination of letting go, taking time to rest, and just remaining very present in every moment. The external energy I got that creates from that is the Innocence card. And this is that willingness to see things with fresh eyes, right? Shift your perspective a little, enjoy and appreciate every moment in your life. This old, wise old sage has, he's seen it all. He's done it all. And he knows probably more than most around him, yet he encounters an insect, a grasshopper, and is delighted. If you could see, I don't know if you could see the smile on his face. It's as if he's never seen one before, right? What is this fresh new perspective, right? And so that sort of viewing life with fresh eyes, with your own inner child, bringing some wonder into it, is the result of this rest that you've taken, this energetic rest. Then for spiritual journey, I pulled some very obvious, I was like, okay, this always makes sense, but the inner and the outer cards are about following your guidance. We got guidance within, feelings and inclinations and inspirations that you experience to help you move forward in this next phase of your spiritual journey. And then in the external position, we also have this intuitive inner voice card. This one's, highly intuitive with all of this third eye energy, and then the crown energy of just receiving the guidance, right? To help me along my path on my next phase of growth, of spiritual growth. And then with River Woman, remember, she is the one that is helping us to trust the journey, to move with the flow of the present energy, knowing that I'm exactly where I need to be, even if it is in this chaotic, rushing rapids river. It's leading me somewhere. And if I just move with that rhythm and that flow, I will end up where I need to be. In every moment, I'm where I need to be. Internally, I pulled traveling. The internal correlation to this is the traveling card. It's the same vibration. It's the end goal is there. It's kind of like the sun in the distance, and the journey takes all kinds of different changes. It's not just a straight line. It's moving, it's being in the clouds for a minute, not able to see the outcome, not really clear on where you're headed, then dipping down into a canyon and resting a little bit, and then coming up on a mountain peak and seeing the sun, right? The entire journey is ever changing. And if you move with the flow of the energy that's present, you'll continue towards your goal in a more natural and graceful state. And then externally, the combination of this acknowledgement that, you know, I'm still in the journey, right? There's no definite end game here. I'm still in it. I'm still moving my way through. And then I pulled possibilities. This is kind of like the outcome and the cap to the whole reading too. We move from, you know, the warrior woman who needs to pause and heal and reassess, and we end up with, wow, everything's kind of wide open. I can see everything more clearly now, like that eagle that flies over the land can see the entire landscape instead of being micro-focused in one area or one part of their journey, or, you know, one aspect of that warrior vibration. And instead you get to pull above, get a better vantage point, and really see all the possibilities and all the directions that you may want to go in, which is, you know, it's beautiful being able to clear some of the old habits. Maybe, you know, with eclipses coming up, it's a perfect time to start to really assess this. Where do I want to head next? What is my next phase, right? It doesn't have to be that big one end game. Like, this is the only way I'm going to be happy is if I reach that. You can break that down and say, oh, first, I'm going to do this part of the journey, and I'm going to stay very rooted in the moment, in every moment, and then find my guidance from there. And my own inner voice will take me in the direction I'm meant to go in. Trusting, resting back, tuning in to your needs, and receiving the signs that come through from the divine. That's the key. That's the key. It's wonderful to be that warrior woman spirit and to fight through everything and to push, but it's not always necessary, right? There are points in our lives when we do need to engage in that sort of fighting spirit. But right now, this energy reading is calling for us to sort of rest that for a moment as we recalibrate and get ready to move forward again. All right, that will do it for now. It's good to see you guys, and I hope everyone's doing well. Leave comments in my spaces, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Bye.